yogi friends, and welcome to my home practice. My name is Nastia, and today I prepared for you a short 15 to 20 minutes yoga sequence that will be great to strengthen your pelvic floor. So it is especially great if you are pregnant. This practice is very gentle and is suitable for you even if you're in a third trimester of pregnancy like I am right now. But even if you're not pregnant, you're welcome to join and also work on your pelvic floor muscles, as all of us have those. And if you have any concerns about how strong they are, the simple movements can help you to strengthen your pelvic floor. So welcome, and let's begin. I invite you to start in a seated position. In a comfortable seated position, whether it's kneeling or cross-legged, just to take a few breaths to settle into your body and to get that intention going. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable and let your arms land where they landed. And we'll take just a few long breaths, a few long belly breaths. As you inhale, feel how your diaphragm is expanding and your whole belly is expanding. And when you exhale, feel your transverse abdominal muscles suck in and feel how your belly moves back towards your colon. Again, inhale. Exhale, feel those transverse abdominal muscles moving and working as you exhale. You can also breathe out with your mouth open. Whatever feels more natural. Just 2 more breath cycles. Make sure that not only your chest, but your belly is moving with your breath, that you're really working with your diaphragm here. And when you're finished with your last breath cycle here, feel free to flutter your eyes open if they were closed, and let's switch to a tabletop position. We'll be doing a lot of work today in the tabletop, and it's the most comfortable position in the third trimester of pregnancy. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees, and we'll start moving back and forth in a kind of wave-like motion. Try to make sure that the movement comes mostly from your legs and from your pelvis, not from your belly, not from your chest. It's really the lower part of the body that's moving here, that brings the body in motion. Of course, you can't isolate just the pelvis and not move your back at all, but try to really be intentional about where the movement starts. And on the inhale, move forward, and exhale, tuck your tailbone and then round the spine and move back. Inhale, open the chest, move forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine and move all the way back almost to your heels. Inhale, bend the elbows, move forward. Exhale, round the spine and back. 2 more here. And on the next exhale, tuck your toes and find your downward dog. From your downward dog, start walking your dog. So lifting and lowering 1 heel at a time. And remember about those long breaths that we practiced in the beginning. At least 3 full breath cycles in your down dog. And on the next exhale, lower the heels, lower your knees down, find your tabletop again, and your neutral pelvis. And we'll do the same exercise. Inhale, bend the elbows, slide forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and move back. So this simple movement is working with your pelvic floor ever so subtly. You can't really feel those pelvic floor muscles. That's why it's so difficult to know if you're doing it right. But as long as your movement starts with your tailbone, really tucking your tailbone and making those transverse abdominal muscles, tucking your belly towards the spine, then you will be engaging the right muscles. So about 5 repetitions here. And on the 5th repetition, tuck your toes and find your down dog again. Same movement, walking your dog, taking those long breaths. And on the exhale, lower the knees down, find your tabletop. Last round. The point is not really to really bend in your lower back. The point is to move that tailbone and to get to your pelvic floor muscles. And when moving backwards, I'll repeat again that engaging your transverse abdominal muscles helps to activate those pelvic floor muscles. Last one here. And exhale into your down dog. Walk your feet again. Last inhale in down dog, and exhale, lower your knees. Another movement we'll try also here in your tabletop is moving your pelvis from side to side and also backwards at the same time. So you're moving in kind of a zigzag. Back, back, back until you're almost in your child's pose. And then return to a tabletop. Again, move it right and left. Make sure that the movement really comes from your legs all the way down and back up. You don't have to really move your entire body here. It's just your pelvis really that's moving. Try to isolate that movement and try to make it faster if you can. And you can also do it with the breath. Inhale, return to your tabletop. And moving back is done on the exhale. So it's a long exhale. You can even do it very loud. Couple more here. I learned this exercise in my prenatal yoga course that I was taking with Adama Yoga, and I find it very interesting how The movements to engage those deep pelvic floor muscles, they don't have to be very big, and it's hard to tell, like I said earlier, it's hard to tell if you're doing it right. So try to focus on your sensations. Last one. Good job. And then lower down to your elbows. Nothing else has changed here. Your hips are still over your knees. And we'll be extending one arm at a time. Lower your head down. Make sure that your neck is relaxed here. Extend your right arm. And make sure that you're not your spine is not sagging, that you're not creating this curve in the lower back. Your spine should be long at all times. We're trying to create one long line from your tiptoes all the way to your pelvis. Maybe even intentionally round the spine a little bit to make sure that you're not sagging, that your lower back is not in this concave position. And then return the right arm back, extend the left arm forward, and the same thing. Try to really make your spine long. You'll notice that to make that happen, to make that spine long, you'll have to again engage your transverse abdominal muscles. So your transverse abdominal muscles are working here, and so are your pelvic floor muscles, because our muscles don't work in isolation. Return the left hand back, and let's do it again. Right, extend the right arm. Just a couple of breaths. And turn back to center and extend your left arm. Remember engaging those transverse abdominals, making your spine long. Return your left arm again into your dolphin position, and we'll do a dolphin pose. So lift your knees off the floor. Your neck is still relaxed, your head and neck are both relaxed. And here in your dolphin pose, you can again walk your feet, lifting and lowering one heel at a time. You can stay still for a few breaths, or you can lift and lower one leg at a time. Not so much for pelvic floor muscles, but just for fun. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Remember, everything in this practice is just a suggestion, and if any pose, any asana, any movement feels uncomfortable, always modify it and skip it. On the exhale, lower the knees, return to your tabletop, and we'll do one more flow here in the tabletop, preparing for Malasana. On the exhale, place your left toes on the mat and open your left knee to the side, and then move back. Inhale, come back to tabletop. Exhale, place your right toes on the mat. Open your right knee to the side and move back. As you move here, try to really be intentional about pressing your toes into the mat. But make sure that your pelvis stays neutral. We don't really want to open it to the side. So the knee is just maybe at the 45-degree angle or something. Pelvis stays neutral. Pelvis, both of your hip bones still look straight at the short edge of the mat. And move in the tempo that's convenient, that's comfortable for you and comfortable for your breath. Couple more repetitions. And now we'll do malasana dynamically as well. So your knees are maybe slightly wider than your hips. Tuck the toes, move your hands back and find your malasana. And then on the inhale, return back to tabletop. Exhale, push yourself back into malasana or yogi squat. Make sure that when you're moving back, when you're in malasana, your back is straight and your chest is open. If you feel like you're rounding your spine too much, then you can also do it like this, lifting your pelvis higher off the floor. It doesn't have to be malasana, but make sure that your heels are on the mat though, whether you're all the way up here or all the way in malasana. Both of your heels should be on the mat. If your heels are lifting or if your spine is rounding, again, use this variation. With your hands parallel, or your arms parallel to the floor, your spine is long and you're squatting here. So it doesn't have to be full squat. And whether you're doing this squat or malasana squat, we want to do at least 10 to 12 repetitions. So I'm not sure how many I did so far, but I'll do some 5 or 6 more. Why are we moving dynamically here instead of staying in malasana? Is because it may create some unnecessary pressure for the pubic bones that can in pregnancy separate, and it can cause some painful sensations. So we want to avoid that. That's why lots of movements we're doing today are dynamic and we're not opening our legs too much. Last one here. It was definitely more than 10. And then from your tabletop, swing your legs forward. We'll change position now and do a couple of more exercises from a different position. So place your hands under your shoulders, bend your knees, and we'll move between this seated position and a reverse tabletop. So on the inhale, start lifting off your pelvis, engage your lower abdominal muscles, lift up, reverse tabletop, and exhale, lower. Again, lift up and lower. 10 repetitions here. As you lift in again, feel your pelvis curl, feel your lower abdominal muscles, your transverse abdominals work to lift you up. And when you're up, of course, you'll feel also your glutes working and the backside of your thighs working. I have 5 more. 2 more. And on the last one, hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Extend your legs. Your spine is long and strong. Lift your arms and exhale, forward fold. You can open the legs wider to make space for your belly if you're pregnant. And breathe. Just a few breaths to relax a little bit. And complete exhale. I have one more movement that I like to do working with my pelvic floor muscles, and that's the bridge. So slowly lower yourself to the floor. You can help yourself also with your hands if you're pregnant and you feel that it's putting extra pressure on your intra-abdominal muscles. And place your heels closer to your bum so that you can touch them with your fingertips. Take one deep breath here. And exhale, release everything. Release all the tension. Relax the shoulders. Inhale. And on the next exhale, start curling the pelvic bone and lifting your pelvis off the mat. Lifting your lower back, your mid back, your upper back. Press your hands into the mat to help yourself lift higher. But remember to keep the knees together. Don't let them flare out. And on the exhale again, lower. Following the same pattern. First the upper back, middle back, lower back, and pelvis. We'll do about 10 repetitions here. Remember, the movement starts with curling of your tailbone and finding this anterior pelvic tilt, lifting off your pelvis, and then the lower back, and etc. I have 3. We'll do 10 in total. As always, move with your breath. And let's do 5 more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, start curling the pelvis and lifting your pelvis off the floor. Inhale up here. Hold the knees close together. And exhale and lower. So the movement is always on the exhale. And inhale, we hold, whether we hold up or we hold down. And exhale, we move. 3 more. I'm starting to feel it in my glutes. And the last one. Inhale and lift, 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 lift. Press the hands into the mat and stay here for 5 breaths. or for 5 counts. 5, 4, keep lifting. 3, lift your glutes. 2, 1, and relax. Whew. You can bring your knees closer to your chest and maybe rock yourself from side to side, or make some figure eights with your knees to relax a little bit those muscles. Maybe rock yourself gently from side to side, and then when you're ready we'll return to seated. So you can either rock yourself back and forth to seated, or you can roll from the side, however is more comfortable for you. And before the final relaxation or meditation, I just want to offer you another gentle stretch in Sukhasana. You can sit on a prop. It always helps to sit on a cushion of some sort, on the edge of the cushion, to bring a little bit of the anterior pelvic tilt. Find a long spine. Make sure that you feel how your sit bones are deeply rooted into your prop or into the mat. Take a few breaths. And then on the inhale, lift your right arm over. And exhale and bend to the left. Inhale, lift the left arm over, and exhale and bend to the right. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale and bend. Doesn't have to be very deep bend, but a nice way to stretch the sides of your body. Last one. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, connect them at your chest in your Anjali Mudra. I'd like to seal this practice with the sound of Om. Feel free to join in or listen. Take a deep inhale to a cleansing breath. And inhale to Om. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Please share your experience in the comments, and I hope to see you soon again. Namaste, from my heart to yours.